Girls of Reddit. What was the most heart-melting compliment you heard from a boy? When I was in 3rd grade, my teacher had us all group up in boy-girl pairs for a project. The girls would sit at a table, and then the boys would pick which girl they wanted to work with. One boy, let's call him Ed, who I had a crush on, immediately walked over my table and sat down. When I asked him why he chose to work with me, he said, "Because you're the best girl out of all of them." I still think about it today. It was such a sweet compliment. What a weird exercise. I was literally just picking up trash and he said, "You're the type of person that's gonna change the world." I should pick trash more then. I'm heavy though. I'm telling mom you're self-hating again. You're so grounded this time. Of course he's grounded. He's too heavy to pick up. Murder by words. One time when I was in a train station in Pompeii, we missed our train and I had to sit down, but there were only like 3 benches and 100 people, so you do the math. So I sat on the ground in pain and sweat, and this Italian guy walks past me and says something in Italian. I can't speak it, so I just nodded and smiled. He then asked if I spoke Italian and I said no. He then said, "Well, I just said you were beautiful." That still makes me happy every day. Now imagine if he was 80. I would still find it very sweet. Here's some tough love but important fact to know. Any compliment is heart-melting when it's from the right guy. Also potentially creepy from the wrong guy or in the wrong context. Rules 1 and 2. I heard once that the only difference between being cool and being weird is whether they're attracted to you or not. Not 100% accurate, but definitely not totally wrong. Personally, I think all the positive reinforcement that attractive guys get, read more than basically none, generally makes them more sociable. It's like they've had significantly more practice in this arena due to more positive attention from women. That makes any sense? My husband calls this cute tiny white girl syndrome. I almost always get great customer service at stores and restaurants. And people are usually pretty friendly towards me in public. I said it's because people generally decent. He said it's because I went the first part of my life as a cute tiny white girl. The least threatening, weakest seeming category of human, societally speaking. So people helped me. Which made me bubbly and warm. Which made people help me. Which, you get it? So now that I'm not so tiny anymore, and even in my moments when I am assuredly not cute at all, people are still friendly and helpful. Because CTWGS is ingrained in my personality. I never considered any of this until he one day pointed out how differently people respond to him. A husky black man. That was my first introduction to the idea of white privilege, and I did it beep with my head for a bit. I was approached by a nice young man the other day who told me I'm cute. I am 70 years old. And on Reddit. You're one cool 70-year-old. The work that you do every day amazes me, and I love the way you care so much about other people. I have a really emotionally demanding career and have worked really hard to get where I am. There is no better compliment to me than one that shows how much my partner sees me. You know? My boyfriend said I love you for the first time the other night, and we were chatting the night after, and I told him that it really surprised me. He said it just felt natural. Everything with you feels really natural. He doesn't talk about feelings much, but that made my turn to mush. He thinks you're all that. And a bag of chips. That's cool and all. But what kind of chips are we talking about here? Potato chips. A guy once said in the shop, "You're beautiful. Not so special." But he just went away. Not expecting answer or conversation. Or even thank you from me. Just to say that. Same thing happened to me. Dude just said you look beautiful and walked away. The fact he was simply complimenting me with no expectations made me feel happy. Then I remembered no one has told me that pre-COVID. Without my face mask. Awkward. Mommy. You're the best mommy in the whole world. My son. It means so much coming from a little kid. I volunteered in a classroom and a kid told me I was his favorite staff member and I almost cried. I'm proud of you after some deep conversations and hearing some things about my life. Hardships and still managing success. I never hear that. Melted my whole heart. I told that my GF after she managed to hit a few nails with my hammer in a DIY project. Then she dumped me not long after. Unrelated, I'm assuming. There's nobody else that I would want irritating me on a daily basis than you. My love. My husband. We have good banter. You are his favorite headache. Me. When he was graduating top 3 in our class. Congratulations. I wish I could be as smart as you. Him. Yeah. But I'll never have the level of emotional intelligence you do. He spoke like it was obvious. But it was the first time I realized that was something valuable. From my boyfriend. You are so beautiful. Not just physically. Everything about you is beautiful. The way you create things. The things you like. All of it. I'm infatuated with you. I replay that in my head over and over when I'm feeling inadequate. Sounds like a good man. I'd like to have a beer with him. Edit. Is me. I'm her boyfriend. I second that. A guy once told me that I was the kind of girl you see in a library. Become friends with. And slowly fall in love with over time. Oh my gosh. I 27F didn't know I was missing this compliment in my life till now. I'll strive to be more like you. Gosh. You sound amazing just based on his compliment. Goals. You make me feel like it's Christmas morning every day. Years ago I was casually chatting with a coworker when he said, unprompted, you have a very pleasant sounding voice. I was a very quiet person. And as a young girl I was used to only ever hearing compliments about my appearance. Especially from guys. It was always you're cute/hot. Nice lips/eyes/hair/ass/tits, etc. Hearing that he liked my voice made me feel like he actually wanted to listen to what I had to say. He wanted to hear me talk instead of just wanting to look at me. It was the first compliment he ever gave me and I haven't forgotten how it made me feel. We've been together for 5 years now. I love this. He recently told me the thing he loves most is how much I care. About everything, lol. For me it always felt like a negative. Like I'm always caring too much and I'm too sensitive. Hearing him say that's one of the reasons he fell in love. Namely the time I was late to work because I didn't have it in my heart to drive by a couple dogs that were stuck on me feel like my care for life isn't a weakness but a strength. It definitely is a strength. Hey girl. You looking for a stud? I got the STD. All I need is you. I'm not sure if this is a compliment but my so and I have been together for quite some time now and he didn't go to college, sad story behind it, and then I found him one day looking up and listing down possible courses to get and I told him I was happy for him and that I would support him all the way, but for some reason. I asked him why and he said that he wants to get better jobs and save up for our future. I tried my best not to tear up. It's definitely a compliment. And it's so nice that how he cares about you and your future also. I was feeling bad one day because I'd been really grumpy at work and taken it out on someone else at one point. In defense of another person. But still. I was starting to worry that I wasn't a nice person anymore. Hello anxiety. My old friend and my calmed me down by claiming I was like a compass. While a compass always points to true north, I always point to true kindness. We've been together for 14 years and I think that might be the sweetest thing he's ever said. A little boy told me this. You are so kind to me. Your kindness could protect me from a buffalo. Well, did you stop a buffalo yet? There are no buffaloes in my area. Best protector ever. Saving this thread to use later. Let me know which ones you don't use so I can have them, okay? Why did 3 guys I've never met say the same specific thing to me today? I am seriously creeped out. So the best compliment wasn't words. He served me coffee and I asked for milk and sugar. But the milk had gone bad and he didn't know until just then. He just stood there for a moment. Then went. Oh. But I have hot chocolate powder. We'd only talked a few times. But he recalled me saying I make faux mochas sometimes by mixing hot chocolate powder into my coffee. It sounds like nothing. But that was actually a really huge thing. Oh. He listened to you. A guy was telling me about how his sister crochets and I told him I crochet too and we talked about it for a few minutes. A few weeks later I told him I spilled coffee on the blanket I was crocheting and he said I didn't know you crochet. Lame. Happened in my first year of 7th grade. I was held back. I was one of those special needs kids. And I had to take a test at the time. So I was walking to the office. I got in there and a little 3rd grade boy stared at me for a second before saying, "You're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen." Melted my heart tbh. I was complaining to my ex about how my goals had no real value. My dream is and always has been to be a fiction writer full-time. And he was getting ready to join the Navy and I had a whole complex about it. I was upset and said I'm not a doctor. Or a med student. A nurse. A teacher. I'm just someone who makes up stories. He said no. You're someone who brings joy and escape to people. You create worlds. That has plenty of value. Him telling me that he loves me for me. The good. The bad. The messy and the scary. He's here for it all. Ted Bundy said something like that. According to a few women. Dude. If my husband is a serial killer and chooses me as his victim. It's whatever. This year has been pretty speepty anyway. You remind me of summer. Who's summer? Keep summer safe. AHH. A teacher once said my cupcakes tasted good. I spent the whole of the day before working on them. God, my life's sad. I'd say it's pretty good. You know how to make cupcakes. I had finished making love to a guy and he paused and said, "You have a great body." Needless to say, I blushed. Bear in mind he was a personal trainer and I was worried he would frustrated I didn't have a flat stomach or toned butt. Needless to say, I blushed. He certainly has a way with words. A lot of words. The best words. My youngest brother looked at me for not even 2 seconds and said, "You look very nice today." No. He isn't 4. He's 11. How many 11-year-old brothers compliment their older sister without being told? Exactly. Not many. I think about it every day. I thought this was just going to be a summer fling. That's before I realized you're so amazing. Is this a song lyric? Not even that deep, but my boyfriend told me I had princess hair one time as he was running his hands through it, and now every time I look in the mirror I think I have princess hair and it brings a smile to my face. Isn't it the best thing when a compliment sticks with you for a long time? A guy once told me, I like the way you laugh, and every time I laugh I think about that. I was in online class and there were only 3 people. I forgot to turn off my mic and just started singing. I just noticed when my male friend said I had a nice voice. So yeah. The first compliment I got since lockdown. We were at a party and someone noticed I had the sun emoji for him in my phone. They asked him what mine was in his phone and he just blushed and said it was just my name. His friends dogged him a little for it, so about 5 minutes later he got his phone out and quietly changed my name to Euler's identity. He was a computer science major. He then quietly leaned to me and showed me, then said, because it's the most beautiful equation. Still breaks my heart that we didn't work out. Oh. I'm a guy, but I've beepin' nailed this one once. I noticed a friend of mine's face looked different one day, but she wasn't wearing makeup or anything. Just one moment the light hit her and I said, "Your eyebrows look amazing today." She near burst into tears and told me no guy had ever noticed them before thanking me. Lads, it turns out ladies actually put a lot of effort into that stuff. Who knew? I like you more than cinnamon toast. Dunno bro. Cinnamon toast is really good. That's why it was such a good compliment. From a guy I met in college, the flowers grow when you smile. I hope he's doing alright. He was really sweet. A drunk homeless man yelled poetry at me. A single dude taking furious notes in the event I do end up in a relationship. It doesn't work like that. You need to say something from the heart at the right moment that relates to her in that moment. It has to be genuine. Or at least damn good at faking it. Hell. All the answers start with when my so said. My boyfriend told me one night as we were going to bed, "Wow. I love you. Like. Increasingly. And I'll probably love you a little bit more when I wake up." He always is just dropping heart stoppers like that, and it's amazing. I write them down to remember them verbatim, lol. Wait. You guys get compliments? What's a compliment? I don't know, last I checked it was some sort of delicacy food for the rich or something. No. That's a condiment. A compliment is like Europe, North America, South America, etc.